We've all seen how things will go wrong. When it does, your life and your ability to earn can be affected quickly. How would that change your lifestyle? We're going to hear about real people who have had misfortune. However, they had the foresight to prepare properly.
In 2005, I took out a ComInsure income protection policy. It had been in place about 4 weeks, and we went on holidays, my husband and I, to New Zealand. In the process of that, I slipped on a wet step in a motorhome, fell out, broke my ankle, and what I normally would have thought would have been perhaps a 6-week in plaster event turned out to be quite disastrous. I was in a cast for about 4 days, and then my surgeon decided that it needed plating, and I was allergic to that, which meant that I had an open wound that was about 6 inches long and about 1 inch wide for 3 months.
Insurance is so important for my clients. They come to see me as a financial planner, and I tell them it's like putting a jigsaw puzzle together. We get all the pieces out and I try and put them together. Some people can get fixed on paying off their mortgage and things like that, and they'll go and insure their car or their house, but they don't go and insure themselves. Their ability to get up and go to work on a Monday morning, it's their biggest asset.
I've certainly seen an experience story of insurance making a very big difference to a particular family. The guy I wrote the policy on was an advertising guy, and unfortunately this chap had a heart attack and died. And I remember when I went to his funeral, I'll never forget what happened there, because his wife came up to me and said, "Reg, there's 200 or 300 people at this funeral service, but in my opinion you're the most important person here." Because she said, everyone else is bringing flowers, they're bringing cards, they're bringing good wishes, but she said, "You're bringing money for me and my family." That was invested, and that gave an income for the wife to continue the children to go to private schools and put them through uni.
If you're laid up with a leg that you can't walk on, frustration, depression, who goes on holidays and expects to come home in a plaster cast? But right from day one, I was receiving a payment from my income protection insurance. I knew that 75% of my income would be paid. The person was Anna Chekowitz. She just came across as so friendly and helpful, and one day out of the blue she actually rang me just to see how I was going, which is really amazing. You don't expect someone from a large insurance company to do that.
10 years ago, I had a claim with ComInsure. I had a mild heart attack, but was also diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. I was off work for 5 months, and that was handled fantastically. I've really got to give ComInsure a rap there. We had one of their managers come out and saw me and dropped a cheque off for $30,000 after I got home from hospital. I spent 2 weeks in hospital. And I also had an income protection policy where I was covered for $18,000 a month plus $10,000 of office overheads protection. So for that 5 months there was over $28,000 a month coming in income protection. So do I believe in life insurance? Absolutely. And income protection, it was certainly took the pressure off. It allowed me to rehabilitate, take my time, and get over that, because that was a major trauma in my life.
If you are ill and then have financial worries as well, then one thing just gets on top of the other, and yeah, it was just wonderful to realise that the payment was going to be there and it was all going to be great, and all I had to do was get well.
And I have got a crook heart, and I probably won't live my life expectancy. I'm aware of that, and if I do depart early, well, I know my kids and my wife are going to be looked after and pretty well set up, and that's the power of life insurance.
ComInsure's claims philosophy is to really pay genuine claims, to assess claims in the quickest time possible and get the money out to those people that need it.
I think ComInsure, from a claims procedure point of view, is probably number one in my eyes. The efficiency in which the claim is handled, the personal touch.
The thing I most enjoy about my role is being able to help people. ComInsure offers a really personal service when it comes to claims, so showing empathy, being flexible. Again, we understand that not everyone fits the same mould, so we understand that things have to be taken on their merit. So we're trying to apply personal service with every single client of ours.
In the instance of total and permanent disability, it's a lump sum which is payable. In this instance, it was paid as a tax-free lump sum into his super fund. The income protection, as the name indicates, will pay him an income, in his case for 29 years because he's 36 years of age, till age 65, and right through that period is also the superannuation benefit. My client and friend, who I've known for a very long time, has just turned 36, has a young family, a daughter that's almost 4, she'll be 4 in February, has been married about 6 years. If he wasn't with CommInsure, didn't have CommInsure income protection policy, he would have received, because he is quadriplegic, he would have received his monthly sum insured, a taxable amount, which was just on $9,000 a month, paid for the next 29 years. He won't be able to return back to doing what he was doing, so he'll qualify for that without question. But in this instance, it's given him the option to take, as he has, the lump sum, which allows him to obviously do things like house modifications and pay the mortgage off and all these sorts of things. I've never seen, or I've never had a TPD claim, a total and permanent disability claim, in the 17 years odd that I've been in the industry. But a real eye-opener in terms of the money, first of all, that's required for somebody with a disability. The extensive renovations they have to do, if not knock the house down and rebuild, the rehabilitation expenses, those sorts of things would obviously not be possible because they are such a huge expense without having a substantial amount of money, as they obviously now have. CommInsure are the only ones that provide the TPD lump sum, which effectively means that 15 years worth of the benefit, depending on your age, because it does scale, but for somebody under 40, as was the case with my friend, he received 15 years worth of the benefit paid in today's dollars as a once-off tax-free lump sum.